Now at 6, Portland's Waterfront Park was the site of a peaceful protest opposing another Trump presidency, while others took out their frustration on city buildings. Ashley Grams is live with details on both. Plus.
Is that you jumping on the back?
That is correct.
And that man jumped onto the back of his tow truck as someone tried to steal it, and from there he hung on for dear life. Coming up later this hour, we'll update you on the trial in this case as prosecutors go after the man accused of that carjacking. And later.
I remember when it clicked for me, and I can see sometimes when it clicks for some of my students as well.
A local chess prodigy is sharing her love of the game. Coming up at 6:45, we sit down with Oregon's only woman grandmaster. Good morning and happy Wednesday to you. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Chris McGinnis and Rod Hill are also standing by with a look at traffic and weather. Rod, I feel like you're dressed for the part today. You've got that sweater going.
Yeah.
To deal with these cold temperatures.
You got to keep a little cozy. Another morning kind of right smack dab in the middle of where we have been. And that is most of us well down into the 20s. Mainly clear, light winds, thick frost all over the place, including the grass in front of our state capitol. 28 degrees in Salem right now. Portland's been running colder, and we have dropped at 6 a.m. to 26, which equals the coldest temperature we have had so far during this stretch. Now, there's no wind, so there's no wind chill, but it is cold enough without it. We will warm up nicely like we have been, though. Sunshine at noon, 42 degrees. Yesterday, we made it to 47. I think we could go all the way to 49 today, potentially, and be about 46 at 5 o'clock. Here's Chris.
Woohoo, that'll feel warm, right? All right, the freeway drive right now, just now starting to heat up a little bit. The trip through Wilsonville getting busier, but so far, no major freeway trouble out there just yet. I do want to take you to North Portland, though. We still have a number of emergency crews on the scene of this crash on Marine Drive near North Portland Road. Again, that's a busy truck route near North Portland Road, and we do have some delays in the area. For right now, it does appear the intersection is still open. Be on the lookout for those folks. All right, up in the east side of Vancouver, again, SR 503 down one lane both directions today between 107th and 119th due to ongoing road work. And later on this morning, guardrail repair near Longview. We'll have one lane of northbound I-5 blocked. Guys, thousands of people go through there during the mid-morning hours, so that could cause some northbound delays into Cowlitz County. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Breaking overnight, police are investigating after a man says he was stabbed in southwest Portland. It happened shortly after 11 o'clock last night near Southwest 12th and Main. The victim is expected to be okay. The person or people who did this left before officers got there.
We've also been sharing information this morning about a missing teenager from Vancouver. So here it is again. Police say 14-year-old Elizabeth Munoz Santana was last seen just before 6 o'clock last night near Washington Elementary on East 32nd. Wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and brown Ugg boots. Elizabeth is 5'2" with brown eyes, and police say her hair is dyed red. If you see her, contact Vancouver police.
Police arrested 5 people last night during an anti-Trump march in downtown Portland.
So the march took place about just shortly after 200 people rallied against the president at Waterfront Park. Ashley Grams joins us live from downtown. So Ashley, police say at least 2 of the people they arrested last night were spray painting graffiti.
Yeah, Drew, China, good morning. Portland police posted on social media saying that they weren't going to interfere with the march, but that they would not tolerate criminal behavior. Now, as we drove down here this morning, I kept my eye out trying to see if I could spot any graffiti that seemed to be related to this march or this protest, and I didn't see any, but we will show you some video that our photojournalist captured last night around downtown. Portland police arrested 2 people for spray painting graffiti, and they also shared some photos of what they showed some spray paint cans and a firework. Oregon State Police also made some arrests, booking 3 people last night for criminal mischief and interfering with a peace officer. Now, late last night, Portland police said that people from the city were coming down to clean up this graffiti. It seems like that could be the case this morning. But before those arrests and before that march, there was a rally at Waterfront Park. We'll show you some video of around 200 people or so that gathered there, saying that they would fight Donald Trump's second presidency. Organizers sharing extra support for groups they say Trump is targeting, including immigrants.
Building community and coming together is our best defense against any attacks that we may see as migrants, whether that's in the workplace or on our citizenship or any other processes that we're a part of.
Now, as for those 5 people who were arrested, we'll be sure to follow their cases. Drew, China.
Ashley Graham's reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Ashley. Oregon and Washington have joined a multi-state lawsuit over President Trump's executive order ending birthright citizenship. Attorneys generals for Oregon and Washington called the move unconstitutional.
Generations of policymakers and lawmakers in this country, from the Supreme Court to Congress, and until now the executive branch, have upheld this right throughout our history.
So far, 22 states have signed onto the lawsuit. Washington's AG also filed a temporary restraining order to keep the policy from going into effect.
Many Republicans are defending the president's immigration order, so that includes the sole Republican member of Oregon's congressional delegation. We're talking about Congressman Cliff Bentz, who says he thinks the executive order ending birthright citizenship will likely be a tough fight that could go all the way to the Supreme Court. He also believes people have been taking advantage of the current laws.
Being a citizen of the United States is a huge deal. It's a wonderful thing to be a citizen of this country, and I don't blame them for wanting that citizenship for their children, but I do not think that this is what the people writing the Constitution had in mind.
Congressman Bentz also said he believes sanctuary cities like Portland are breaking the law, and added those cities are setting themselves up for a conflict with the Trump administration.
And more than a dozen people from Oregon and Southwest Washington were pardoned by President Trump for their roles in the January 6th riot at the Capitol. For some here, that meant getting out of prison early. Reed Christensen, a Hillsborough man serving a 46-month sentence for his role in the riot, walked out of Arkansas prison yesterday morning. That's according to his lawyer. Benjamin Silva from Yakult, Washington, also released. He was serving a 4-month sentence. Several others on January 6 defendants from Oregon will avoid prison time thanks to Trump's pardons. Their sentences will now be erased.
All right, let's go live to Salem now. A live look at the state capitol building there, where lawmakers are officially back at work. Today will be day 2 of this year's 160-day legislative session. Yesterday, sessions in both the House and the Senate only lasted about 30 minutes as lawmakers took care of some formalities. State senators and representatives heard the first batch of bills of the more than 2,000 that are expected during this session. This year, Oregon Democrats hold a supermajority in both the House and the Senate, so that means they'll be able to do a lot without Republican votes, including passing new taxes. This legislative session is scheduled to go until June 29th.
Oregon health and safety officials are fining Cirque du Soleil nearly $8,000 over an incident that happened at a Portland performance. So back in August, an aerial artist fell about 15 feet from a hoop to the stage with no safety net or mat. This was under the big top outside the Portland Expo Center. The artist was injured and had to be hospitalized.
The Oregon DMV office at Mall 205 is closing for good here at the end of the month. ODOT says that facility has a long list of maintenance issues, so it's looking for a new site at this point. ODOT officials also say if you're visiting another DMV site, it's a good idea to make an appointment to get through the process faster.
Hey, listen to this. Next weekend, Clark County College is offering free dental care for kids. The school's dental hygiene students will give cleanings, sealants, and select emergency treatment for kids 4 to 17 years old. You don't need insurance here. The school is also offering afternoon appointments for kids with special needs. The event is next Saturday, February 1st from 8 to 3. To make an appointment, call the school's dental hygiene business office. The number is right there on your screen. It is 306-992-2158. Rod Hill.
Yes.
When is the last time you got your teeth cleaned, my friend?
I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. I have never missed, this is true, since I was a little toddler, I think. I've never missed a 6-month cleaning in my entire life. I'm very good. Every 6 months, you go to the dentist, get your teeth cleaned.
Committed he is.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I save money by not brushing in between. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. If you must know, I even floss. Okay, here's a look at the Pioneer Park building. The bricks are cold out there this morning, and it is as cold as we have been this week. 26 is the current number, and that equals the coldest temperature we've seen during this stretch of these cold, frosty mornings out at the airport. Generally, we're kind of where we have been, right? Low to upper 20s, depending on location. 23 Vancouver, 29 down in Wilsonville, and the same number in Happy Valley. Salem, good morning. Not as cold as Portland by a couple of degrees. 28 for you. It's 22, though, out in McMinnville. Everything's about the temperature because this will be another sunny, completely dry day. It's 30 in Astoria. It's 22 in Kelso, 29 for for your drive up to Seattle this morning. It's 8 degrees. That's the cold one out in Baker City. So again, I know I'm saying this a lot, but thick frost can be really icy, and we have that this morning. So keep that in mind as you take that first step outdoors onto a sidewalk or even the streets around town. 53 in Tillamook, 52 in Newport. So we will be seeing some added degrees in some parts of our state in terms of afternoon warmth. Upper 40s up and down I-5, Salem and Portland. These are temps at 3 o'clock. 42 Madras, about 38 out in Baker City, which is, you know, nearly a 30-degree warm-up from where you are right now, right? Okay, here's a look at our 7-day. Clouds increase tomorrow. May or may not see a trace of moisture Thursday night into Friday. Otherwise, we're all dry into the weekend. We are expecting those of you in East County, east winds pick up a little bit later today, and they'll be gusty, maybe even 35-mile-per-hour winds returning to places like Troutdale overnight tonight. If that's the case, that would keep some of us above freezing tonight. That's your update.
All right, thank you, Ron.